I got you. I knew you. I see him touching. Got him. Hey, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth. That's a great precept, man. Because after Alexander, you had his 4 generals. You had Seleucus, you had Cassander, you had Ptolemy, and then you had the Lysimachus. You had those 4 men. And then under them they had sons and they had sons. And then you had Ptolemy and Seleucus continue to bat each other. The king,
Edomites against
Edomites against that's the spirit.
Those are Edomites, man. So-called white men. Y'all know who Alexander is. That's why you Edomites always know Alexander the Great. Y'all know he was an Edomite, man. Mm-hmm. So we know the scripture just said he the rough goat, and that's that's why you have to go
precept upon precept,
that's right, line upon line.
That's right.
You know, this is back in Matthew 25 and 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as shepherd divided his sheep.
Yeah, and that shows you the Lord is the ultimate separatist. All you people trying to say, everybody got to come together, man. When you go according to that verse, man, he says he shall separate them. This is in the New Testament. This is in the New Testament, man.
Well, it does say when he separated the sons of Adam.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Go ahead.
You sure wasn't when he bonded the sons of Adam?
Yeah, right.
It says divide the sheep. Who are the sheep? Israel. Yeah. If you don't believe that, Jeremiah 50 and 17. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. Yep. Right? Away from where our homeland, man. Right. We were driven away from our homeland, man, by the Assyrians. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Romans. Mm-hmm. You know, especially the Romans, man, they fucked us up.
Yeah, man.
They still fucking.
They still fucking us up to the day.
Come.
And it says, first the king of Assyria have devoured him, and last Nebuchadnezzar Babylon have broken his bones. And then after him was the Romans, man. The Greeks and the Romans, man. So the sheep are Israel. You read in Jeremiah 50 and 17. You know?
That's right. Come.
Back in Matthew 25 and 33, it says, and he shall set the sheep, right, which are who the elect. It says, on his right hand, and the goats on his left hand. Like the brother said, the goats are the wicked, who are so-called white men.
That's right.
You know, those slothful, foolish, the ones who are offensive to Yahweh Shai, you know, impure in heart. It's many adjectives that you can describe this dude in metaphors. You know what I'm saying?
I got a precept real quick.
Go ahead.
Going into those sheep. This is Ezekiel chapter 34. I'm going to start at verse 11. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, behold, I, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. As a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is amongst his sheep that are scattered, so will I seek out my sheep, and I will deliver them out of all places where they have been scattered in the cloudy and dark day.
Now,
cloudy and dark day.
Right, man. So Yahweh said that he will search out his sheep, basically from the 4 corners of the earth, because we were scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. Right, man. Now when his son Yahweh Shah Hamashiach comes back, right, man, that's when he's going to deliver his sheep, his elect, from the 4 corners of the earth, man. During the day of darkness,
which is matter of fact, grab me Malachi 4. 4 and 1.
Gotcha.
4 and 1. Because he said he gonna deliver them out of all places.
Got it. Yeah.
Right? And in that dark time, that's the time of what? Nuclear destruction. That's gonna be a dark period. Go ahead, read that.
This is Malachi 4 and 1. It says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven.
That's the day of thermonuclear destruction, that dark day,
That's
that cloudy day.
That's right.
Gonna burn as an oven. That's a metaphor, because we know an oven gets hot. You can put an oven on 550, and you can't, you can't stick your head in there.
Right.
So this thermonuclear destruction, that uranium and that plutonium, you took 235, man. That shit like 1,000,000 degrees hot, man.
Woo, man.
Just think, Yahweh Shem Shah just melted a freeway 2 weeks ago in Australia because it's summer over there right now and it's winter over here. He melted like 8-9 miles of a freeway. Just melted. That's the regular sun. Just think the nukes, man.
Yeah.
That's why it says the elements shall melt with
Fervent heat.
That's right.
And that word fervent, that's intense, man. And it says, what is a refiner's fire, man?
Come.
You refine something, man. You gotta put the elements, like, elements melt. And everything has a point of breakdown. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be, hey, that's crazy, man. Yeah. So nothing's gonna remain, man.
It says, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly
That's Esau.
shall be stubble.
They gonna be stubble. Esau the proud. And 2/3 of you Jakes who walk hand in hand with him, pursuit of Proverbs 11:21. You want to walk hand in hand with this devil, you're gonna die with this devil, man.
How shall I say you were your father, the devil?
It say, and the day cometh shall burn, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch.
Root no branch, man. And they using a metaphor as a tree. So when you read in Mark 8:24,
That's right.
you see trees as men, leaving them neither root nor branch. Your whole generation finna be wiped out, man.
That's right.
You're gonna be wiped out completely. Sons, daughters, everything. Because those when you have a tree, the branches are your extensions, they're your kids, man.
That's right.
Got this. This is Jeremiah 50:25. It says, and Yahweh hath opened his armory and hath brought forth the weapons of his indignation.
Thermonuclear destruction, the missiles.
That's right.
It say, for this work, it says, for this is the work of Yahweh, power of hosts, in the land of the Chaldeans.
Hey, mind if I say something, man? Can you read that part again? Can you start from verse 1 one more time?
Oh, okay.
About the show.
Verse 1? Okay.
Oh, not verse 1, I'm sorry. The verse you just read. So
Oh, yeah, come. It says...
Or you started 22.
Okay,
start 22.
This is
Get all that meat.
Jeremiah 50:22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land, and of great destruction.
Yeah, a sound of battle. That's why it says in Isaiah 54, a sound of confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. You know what I'm saying? That's the battle of war. You know. Go ahead.
And it says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder?
And who is the hammer of the whole earth?
Esau.
You know, that's Esau. And he uses America. That's why they call America the world's police. When you go into that, it goes into policy. You know, but he used America, the world's police, as the hammer. That's why you go to all these different countries, you have American embassies that's set up. All right, you have American military forces that's set up all over the place, and if their military force isn't there, they at least have they have a what's it called, a rebel force that's still under America that's set up a proxy. That's right, like we was talking about earlier, going into Turkey, man. And those Turks that had sent those jets last week over there, and that are sending they're fleeting right now over Euphrates, man. You know what I'm saying? He says the how is the hammer of the whole earth cut off. And we're seeing that right now, man. Because, I mean, you know, even though they're showing that they have some type of power left, you know, all these weaker nations, these smaller nations are going to come up against it. And they believe in their whole minds that they're going to conquer it, but these nations are going to come against it. Pursuing the Revelation 18. You know what I'm saying? It says, that's why it's asking the question, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut off? Because everybody has in their whole minds that, oh, America is just this great, vast military army force. But I mean, when you go into numbers, man, hey, numbers gonna win in this case.
Right.
You know, the only time numbers ain't gonna have nothing to matter is when the Heavenly Father sets up His elect, those 144,000, to take over the whole planet Earth again. Starting with Yahweh Shai.
And if you deal with Babylon at the time was almost considered untouchable.
That's right.
It was very fenced in. Babylon was established on a very hard to get place. If you came against Babylon, the walls were high. It was very established, and it made them puffed up. That's why it says that Nebuchadnezzar was that head of gold, man.
That's right.
When he came to that kingdom. So when that kingdom was took, I mean, nations didn't want a war with Babylon, just like you have today. It seems like America's just this. I mean, the stealth fighters, the war carriers, the bombs, the nukes. It seems unbeatable. But when it comes to Yahweh Shem Yahshua's words and prophecies, man, that's what Esau's done at, man. Because Babylon, that's why it says Babylon the Great. This is what is it called? It's like a mirror image of Babylon, but it's greater because the might is more. So these other nations didn't want it before. Just like we started with the beginning of the lesson, let the weak say I'm strong, man. Now they coming against this place like, look, there's a chink in the armor. That's a saying. When you see something that's very strong, but then all of a sudden you see it weakened, you say, oh, there's a chink.
Great point, brother.
There's a chink. Once you see a chink in that armor, then it's like, okay, maybe we can do this, man.
Great point.
Yeah, I mean, because in the movie Daniel,
that's
Now, not Darius, but King Belshazzar.
But yeah, Belshazzar.
Yeah. Now, when he was drinking from the cups from the temple, one of his men talked to him about the walls, and if they should build some barriers. He said it's no big deal. We have very high walls. So same thing, man.
The pride.
Yep.
Esau's pride is what's beating him, man. That's why it says pride goeth before destruction.
That's right, man.
Yep.
So these set up, man.
That's why Malachi said they're proud.
Hey, we just got that right, man.
Burning.
That's right.
And it says, how is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Ooh, how is Babylon? And these are hows. These are questions, man. That chink in the armor, that iron, that fourth beast. When it goes into when they introduce iron, man, iron is mixed with carbon, bro. That stuff is extremely hard to break. You know what I'm saying? It says, and when you read it in Daniel 7, they had said it had armored teeth. I'm sorry, iron teeth. And teeth represents. That's why they talked about when he goes into the teeth, that goes into their military might and their weapon as well. You know what I'm saying? So when they said iron teeth, that was something new that was introduced. So when you go into that, man, that represented that strength. So like the brother explained beautifully, man, these people see that chink in that armor. So we say, man, how is Babylon becoming desolation? How is this? Because of course, back then it was talking about ancient Babylon, but we got to utilize. We're utilizing this right now as in newer Babylon. That beast with those iron teeth. You know what I'm saying? When you see that chink in that iron, man, it's like, whoa, shit. There is a way.
It was a fearful looking beast.
Yeah.
That's why the Lord described it and made them prophets see it as a fearful beast, man. Like there's certain things that in the ocean that'll scare the shit out you, man. Just because of the way their continents is fearful. Yeah. That's the way of Babylon is looked to the world, man.
That's right.
When they dropped that big boy and Fat Man, I think that was the name.
Fat Man, little boy.
Little boy and Fat Man, and that shook the world, man.
That's right.
They looked at Babylon like, oh shit, you willing to do that? You willing to do that to people? You motherfuckers walking down the road, skin melting off of them and shit? That feared the world, man. But now they like, hold on, we got them too.
That's right.
Oh, I got it. This is he was talking about the iron teeth. This is Daniel 7:7. It says, after this I saw in the night vision, and behold, the fourth beast, dreadful and terrible.
See? He said, oh shit. He looked at it, it's probably spooked, like, oh my goodness, what is that?
Couldn't even label it when he seen it.
Terrible, man.
And it says, and strong exceedingly. And it had great iron teeth.
Which is a Roman Empire.
That's right.
It devoured and brake in pieces and stamped the residue with the feet of it.
They stumped the residue. Who did they stump?
The other name?
In Israel.
Khan.
Remember?
The residue, okay, Khan, the residue, yep.
And it was diverse from, and it was diverse among, from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns.
Because the way they governed themselves. It wasn't a king. Kings sat on thrones. When the Roman Empire came, you had senates. You had Caesars, but you had a senate. You know what I'm saying? You had a group established that would, help make decisions, just like you have today.
The European Was that European Union?
Yeah,
EU.
EU. That's right. That's right.
EU.
Should I read verse 8?
That's pretty much the key point.
That's a banger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, get back in there real quick.
So that go in. It goes on. You know, talking about Antioch.
Say, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon.
Yeah, man. They had boosted them up, man. He had the spirit of the Lord had Babylon boost themselves up to feel like they was untouchable. They feel like that armor couldn't be broken. You know what I'm saying? Done all this to the world and feel like that technology didn't spread across the four corners to the point where they could come with that technology to blow a whole nation away. You know what I'm saying? They felt like they had it, but these other nations like, nigga, shit, we got it. Excuse my language, but shit, we got it too.
Yeah,
you know?
The wheat sounds.
That's right. That's right.
Say, I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware.
And I was not aware, man. You know, that was not aware. Like you see the movie, you see certain movies, you got the Kingpin, wherever the case is, you know what I'm saying? His mind is so high because he feel like he has to the point where somebody that crept in right under him had take him down and just destroyed it. He don't even know it right under his nose. The big bad wolf. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Blew all those houses down, and when it came to the bricks, he got out of breath and it took 3 little piggies to take him, you know what I'm saying, take him down, or whatever the case was, using that as an example, man. But hey, he got caught unawares slipping. You know, when your mind is so high, when you get high enough, man, it's hard to see what's going on under you if your eyes ain't good, man. You know, your mind gets so good, but you forget, man, hey, your eyes ain't shit. You know, you can't see what's going on under your feet. You know, can't see it at all, bro.
They say the deepest cuts come from closer.
That's right.
You know, these nations, what it says in Obadiah, man. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. Esau thought he had these nations, but the whole time, these nations ain't never forgot, man. That was in the back of their head to take them. They just didn't, it didn't bring it to the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Japan ain't never forgot. Japan is one of the United States' closest allies, man, and they prideful.
That's right.
Next to Esau, they're the most prideful people on the planet Earth. Moab and Ammon. You know, you think they forgot? You slayed how many of their people in instant? They always think of that. They have the commemoration for
every year.
Every year. Every year. They never forgot. They've always had it in the back of their mind. We're going to shiv this motherfucker. We just got to wait for the time, man.
See, Jake forgot because y'all don't commemorate 70 AD.
Hey, see?
Commemorate 15, 1620.
Fuck the homicide, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's right.
Like you said, them gooks, man, they every year, they don't forget that shit.
It say, thou art found also in caught.
Your sins are found out and sought out, man. So, you know, go ahead.
Because thou hast striven against Yahweh.
So you not only have you sinned against Yahweh, you know, through your idolatries and your luxuries, but you have oppressed his people, man. Heavy oppression on his people. This what scripture tell you, and I think Zechariah, man, you overdid it. You basically, what did it say? You afford affliction. Hey, man, the Lord, let me tell y'all that stuff.
Now,
it's part of my
fromage.
Yes, my fromage speech.
My omelette du fromage.
Yes, but the Lord is going to kill you.
Now, the scripture say, now Yahweh said, he that toucheth you touches the apple of my eye. So you nations have touched the apple of the Lord's eye, especially you Edomites, man. All right, man, because you have forwarded the affliction, man. You messed up. All right, man, we paid for our sins, man. So you have to pay. So you have to pay for what you've done, man. And you can't, man, you cannot escape the judgment of Yahweh, man. You can't. You can't escape it, man.
I got your precept, Rashard. This is Isaiah 47:6. It says, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Unto the ancient thou hast very Salakia. Salakia. The ancient has thou very laid thy yoke. So it's a heavy, man.
Yeah.
They didn't care, man. Old, young, they didn't put no filter on it because they were going on the anger back in the time of Solomon and David, man. Esau, man, he went overdrive, man. You know when like you go to a spot and you rent a car or you go to a